welcome back to the second hour of FireYourMDNow.com, and I'm as serious as a heart attack when I say that. This isn't tongue-in-cheek, folks. This is life and death. Fire your medical doctor now. Change your comprehensive medical plan, insurance plan, into a catastrophic one instead. Join Longevity. Become a CEO. $500 one-time fee. Let us teach you how to get your health back, and let us teach you how to grow your budget to fit your dreams and ensure your financial success. Build a legacy, for goodness sake. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and let's all move along. Now, Karen from California is with me, I think. Karen, are you still with me?
I'm here.
All right, good. So, here's the deal. Osteoporosis, of course, is your medical doctors will tell you it's the result of aging, or it's a hormonal thing, or this, that, or the other thing, and they're wrong, because medical doctors are like colorblind art critics who don't know that they're colorblind. There's a whole bunch of information that they don't even see because they have no training and no respect and no appreciation for it. What I'm talking about, of course, medical nutrition, which is one of life's greatest ironies when we're considering osteoporosis, because there are two cell lines in the body that are concerned with bone regeneration. One is called an osteoblast, and it's the osteoblast's job to lay down new bone tissue, and it's the osteoclast's job, the osteoclast, to chew up old bone and get rid of it. Now, the MDs know that these two processes exist, a process of chewing up old bone and a process of laying down new bone. But instead of supporting and promoting and facilitating the process of laying down new bone, which would just be way too easy, and, would speak to medical nutrition, which is heresy to the MD, they chose instead to support and promote the biochemical pathway in the body that chews up old bone, but they didn't decide to support and promote it. They decided to put it to sleep. The bisphosphonates, Fosamax and Boniva, and a bunch of other drugs I can't remember, the two heavy hitters, Fosamax and Boniva, they work by depressing osteoclast function. So what they do is they put the cells in the body that chew up old bone to sleep. That's how they work. So guess what? When you put the cells that chew up old bone to sleep, old bone accumulates in your bones. Now that makes the DEXA scan look better. That makes the MD happier because, your bone density is better now, but guess what? Now your body is filled with old bone, and old bone ain't supposed to be there because the body was trying to get rid of it into the bargain. So when your body has filled up with old bone, after 4 or 5 years, your bones start to snap like dry tinder. And this is why you see now there's hardly any more ads on TV for Fosamax or Boniva, because there's a whole new series of class action lawsuits against the companies that made Fosamax and Boniva because of something called spontaneous bone fracture. So this means when you're on Fosamax or Boniva for more than 5 years, your bones are so powder dry with old bone tissue that you step off of the curb incorrectly and they snap like dry tinder. It's crazy, and it's unbelievable to me that we put up with this nonsense. And number one, and number two, I mean, it would make sense to me to do the other thing instead. Support and promote the body's ability to lay down new bone tissue. And so that's what we do. That's what the MDs didn't do, and instead they chose to put your body to sleep, and so that old bone accumulates. It's nonsense. They're insane. Why anybody goes to see a medical doctor with a chronic health condition is beyond me. They have intellectual cowardice. They're not going to challenge the status quo. They're not going to challenge what they were taught in medical school. They're not going to even think it through logically, because heaven forbid they question authority. Heaven forbid they throw a pie in the face of their conventional medical therapeutics that fail us miserably. They are cowardly people who are not to be respected and who are to be avoided like the freaking plague, unless, of course, you suffer from a trauma. because that's their wheelhouse, that's their domain. So what do we do in the face of osteoporosis? Well, it would be smart, don't you think, to support and promote osteoblastic activity. That's what we do. We support and promote the body's ability to lay down new bone. Why? Because we can. So what do? We give the body the raw materials that it needs to get that job done. So the single best way, in my opinion, to support and promote healthy bones and joints is one healthy start pack. One healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And one bottle of something called glucogel in the capsule form. One bottle of a glucogel in the capsule form. And we want to dose that at one capsule per 10 pounds of body weight per day. So if you're 180 pounds, you need 18 glucogel a day. That's 6 with breakfast, 6 with lunch, 6 with dinner. 18 times 30 days in a month, that's 540 glucogel capsules a day. You're going to have to figure out how many bottles to buy to hit that number. The company sells the glucogel in 240 count bottles and 120 count bottles. So do the math, figure it out. One capsule of glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per day. One bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And lastly, to top it all off, the secret sauce here is going to be one extra bottle of something called Cal Toddy. That's Cal like California, or calcium, Cal, C-A-L, Toddy per month. That's a little extra calcium and a little extra plant minerals that your musculoskeletal system needs, wants, and will use efficiently if you give it to it. So that would be the recommendation. That would be the first thing that I would do for 90 days because, interestingly enough, that healthy start pack also has everything in it that your body needs to get on the other side of the rosacea issue. And it has the majority of the things that your body needs to sort out, strengthen, and improve the structure and function of your thyroid gland. But there's one other thing that you can do into the bargain to support and promote the healthy function of your thyroid gland, and that is, interestingly enough, start to use table salt, sea salt, or Himalayan salt that has had iodine added to it. I want you to be salting your food to taste every day with salt that has iodine added to it, iodized salt. I don't care if it's table salt or sea salt, or I don't care where the heck it comes from, as long as it has iodine added to it. Your thyroid needs iodine. And the easiest, most inexpensive way to get it is with iodized salt. All right, so we've got the supplement stuff handled. We've got the salt thing handled. One more thing that you can do to support and promote the structure and function of the thyroid gland, and that's to get an essential oil of myrrh. M-Y-R-R-H, myrrh. Get an essential oil of myrrh. Youngevity makes it. Youngevity has a great line of essential oils. It's called Ancient Legacy. Ancient Legacy is the company that makes it. You get a little tiny vial of myrrh oil and put a few drops of myrrh oil directly on, topically, on your thyroid gland 3 times a day. Just paint it right on, rub it right in over the thyroid gland 3 times a day. Myrrh oil upregulates thyroid function. It's a great way to do it. It's a fantastic addition to a science-based, clinically verified medical therapeutic. And, you know, this is how we roll, right? We hit it with everything that we can. All right. So we've got the salt, we've got the myrrh, we've got the healthy start pack, we've got the selenium, we've got the glucogel, and we've got the extra calcium. That's the stuff that your body needs, the raw materials, right, that it needs to sort all of this out. Now, to ensure your absorption of the same, in order to ensure that your body is actually absorbing this stuff efficiently and you're not just wasting it out, you must eliminate 10 foods from your diet that we have characterized as just bad for you. There are 10 foods that if you eat them generate net negative physiological effects, and you have to eliminate them from your diet. It sounds to me, Karen from California, that you're like a third of the way there by eliminating the grains, right? There's probably 4, 5, or 6 other foods that it would behoove you to eliminate.
The only thing only thing I saw on your list that that on the bad stuff that I do is I have 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And so I just eliminate that, and it looks like everything else is good that I eat.
Okay, great. Then you're good to go. The only other important thing here would be salt, because if, you know, the majority of your skeletal system is calcium. There's a bunch of stuff, but the big player is calcium. Mm-hmm. So if you have osteoporosis, it's probably a pretty good guess that you have a calcium deficiency, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a calcium deficiency, it's also probably a pretty good guess that your digestive acid in your stomach is not up to speed. Because in order to have healthy stomach acid, you need calcium. Well, there's one other thing that you need to have healthy stomach acid, and that's chloride. So by starting to use salt liberally and this calcium supplement that you're going to be taking, liquid calcium, it not only will you support and promote the structure and function of your bones, right, but you're also going to amp up your digestive ability. Woohoo! And that's kind of like 2 for 1 here, because when your digestive juice is flowing and it's strong and it's acidic the way that nature intended it to, you're going to be sucking nutrients out of the food that you've eaten in addition to the nutrients that you're getting from the supplements, and this is how we do it. So, again, what we're looking for here specifically over the long term, of course, is an improvement in the DEXA bone score. And by the way, I wouldn't get another one of those for 6 months, and when you get another one, go to exactly the same place that you got the last one from and have it done on the same machine. Because there's a 15% variability from machine to machine, and you need to be sure that it's the same machine in order to compare the results, all right? And also, into the bargain, you want to be looking for specific and measurable, noticeable, subjective change within 4 weeks. We're up against a heartbreak, Karen. Go get them. Order those supplements. Start taking them. Give me a call every couple of weeks with a track report. I'll look forward to it. 855-347-3696 is the number to call to get the supplements. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. We're going to North Carolina now to speak with Amira, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hey, Amira, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I have a client that is having challenges with her colon, and her doctor has not told her that it is cancer. And I've looked through all of my charts that I have on our healthy pack.
Yeah.
And I just need to know what would I refer her to on my healthy pack that I have.
Well, first of all, right, we're not in the process of diagnosing anybody. That's, the medical professional's job. So really, if there's a problem with the colon, that's the digestive tract. And so there's a couple other things, though, that you can do. So we start, of course, with the Healthy Digestion Pack. And everybody in my world gets selenium, because selenium does so many wonderful things to the human body, not the least of which is extreme protection from cancer. And I mean extreme protection from cancer.
Really?
200 micrograms, 2 selenium capsules, 2 of Youngevity selenium capsules a day reduce the occurrence of colon cancer by 64%. I mean, that's huge, right?
Okay, yeah.
It also reduces the occurrence of breast cancer, prostate cancer, and one other type, lung cancer, right? It's a really great thing for everybody to take. So the recommendation to support and promote the structure and function of the immune system with selenium is 1 bottle per 50 pounds of body weight per month. That's my recommendation. 1 bottle per 50 pounds of body weight per month of the ultimate selenium. And, of course, the Healthy Digestion Pack would be dosed at 1 per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Okay. Also, because it's involving the colon, it's never a bad idea to give probiotics, which are the digestive enzymes that the gut uses in order to digest food and to keep itself healthy. And so the best way to do that is with the root beer belly. Have you tried that yet? Have you ever tried the root beer belly?
Not yet, but I will.
Oh, man, it's great. I don't know if you were a popsicle aficionado when you were a kid, but I was, man. I would walk a mile for a popsicle. No kidding. I loved popsicles. And root beer popsicles were like to die for. The root beer belly probiotic tastes exactly, and I mean exactly, like the root beer popsicles used to taste. I mean, it's a great product. So I would do 1 box of the root beer belly per 100 pounds of body weight per month, in addition to the selenium and the healthy digestion pack. Now, of course, right, not only because this condition involves the digestive tract, but because these foods are bad for you anyway, she needs, or whoever this person is, needs to stop eating the 10 bad foods, as do you, as do me, as does everybody listening. And doubly so because this is a condition involving the digestive tract. So if you're not familiar with the list of the 10 bad foods, right, you can get it either from your upline or just go to my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the link on the front page to sign up for my free monthly newsletter. It's free. Okay. And when you sign up for my newsletter, we'll send you the list of the good food, bad food, and it's right there. And you can just, cut, copy, and paste it and save it. And life is good. So eliminate the 10 bad foods. Take the probiotics every day. 1 box of probiotics per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 healthy digestive pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That's a really, really good place to start. And, heaven forbid it's cancer, right? If it's cancer, this person needs to get a copy of my book. The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. You can get it on my website. It's $9.99 through Amazon.com. You can download it in 2 seconds to your Kindle or whatever. It's as an ebook, or you can get the old-fashioned hardcover. I have a chapter in there on cancer with 10 questions that every cancer patient needs to ask their cancer doctor. 10 questions that every cancer patient needs to ask their cancer doctor. Heaven forbid it's colon cancer. Support her with that book, because knowledge is power. We got to hold each other up here, Amira. And it sounds to me like you're out in front of the field. You're way ahead of the pack down there in North Carolina. Keep up the good work, girl. You are the last best hope your friends, family, church members, and community have for living a long, healthy, and wealthy life. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you in the second hour of Fire Your MD Now. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to Montana soon, become a dental floss tycoon. Maybe Kathy can help me out with some real estate in Montana. Hey, Kathy, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. Thank you. Dr. Wallach is coming to our town Sunday, and I'm trying to get my mom in to see him. She is in so much pain she can't sleep. She's got a shoulder that's giving her a lot of pain. The doctor said she's going to have the joint reconstructed. She's got a hip that she broke 16 years ago that they said is going to need replaced, and eventually a knee. I've listened to you before, and I'm curious if the nutritional supplements that you guys offer, the support there, if that can rebuild those joints so that she wouldn't have to have surgery.
Absolutely, 100%, no doubt about it. And that's what we did with Theo Ratliff. And honestly, if you just hang out at live longevity events, even just one live longevity event, there's always at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the audience who give testimonials about the unbelievable stuff that's happened to their musculoskeletal system, their bones and joints, after doing longevity nutritional programs. There are some things that it takes the body a great deal of time to get on the other side of and to support and promote the health and structure and function of, right? Some things take a long, slow time to heal. Some things heal quickly. Bone and joint stuff heals quickly. I mean, it is quick. It's wonderful. It's just a joy to deliver to people science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition that supports and promotes the structure and function of bone tissue, because there's a noticeable, measurable, remarkable improvement, usually within 14 days, depending, of course, on your body weight and how compliant the person is. So unequivocally, yes, yes, yes. Underline it 3 times. Put exclamation points around it.
Okay.
Don't miss the event. But I have to forewarn you about something, okay?
What's that?
Well, our whole, and this is really common sense when you think about it, but most people don't think about it, which is why, you know, Wallach and I have a job. What we're essentially doing here, our essential mantra is that the human body doesn't get the raw materials that it needs to keep itself healthy from the food that we're eating. It's not in the food that we're eating. So it's only a matter of time until your body runs out of a nutrient, and then something in the body starts to break, right? This has been happening to your mom for a long time. So our job, basically, when you boil it all down to the nuts and bolts, is to simply put back into the body the nutrients that we're missing to fill your body's nutritional tank up. It's that easy. However, let's say your car was out of gas and you wanted to fill the gas tank with gas. Well, what you wouldn't do is put gas in the tank if the tank had a hole in the bottom of it. Because you're pouring the gas in the top, it's leaking right out the bottom, and that ain't no good, right?
Right.
Well, it's the same with the human body. Once somebody gets the nutritional supplements, and, you know, we convince them to just give it the old college try, right? In order to increase the absorption of the nutrients into the body, it's mandatory. It's not optional. It's mandatory that whoever is doing the nutritional supplement program also stop eating 10 foods that we've diagnosed as bad for you, right?
Right.
There are 10 foods that your mom needs to stop eating when she goes on board with the nutritional program. And if she doesn't do that, it's guesswork as to how quickly the medical nutrition is going to kick in. But I tell you what, if she does stop eating those 10 bad foods, you're gonna really make the whole thing work much better and faster and more efficiently. So I would do both, right? I would start to enroll your mom in the diet now, and also when Doc comes to town, just, you know, have him dial in the program for her. And by the way, give us a plug. What town are you going to be in, and when is it happening?
Missoula, Montana. It's on Sunday, Mother's Day.
Nice. And Sunday, is it in the afternoon, I'm assuming?
Well, and I've got to find the time. I'm not sure. I just heard it on the radio, and I've got to find out when.
Well, that'd be a great Mother's Day gift, wouldn't it? I mean, elimination of pain and suffering. I mean, that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Ha!
Well, exactly.
All right, Kathy. Well, that's great. Yeah, absolutely show up. And do me a favor, after your mom's been on the program for a couple of weeks, call me live on the radio with a report, because we like to keep track of stuff like this.
Okay, I'll do that. And, hey, come to Montana and be my neighbor.
All right, gonna move to Montana soon. Thanks so much for the call, Kathy. Now go out there and spread our message to whomever wants to listen. You got to have a thick skin to do this business, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, nothing new under the sun, right? You remember the parable of the sower? Now, what did the sower have? Good seed. The sower had good seed. He didn't have crappy seed. He didn't have crappy products. He had good stuff. Well, guess what? We've got good stuff. We've got the best stuff. But what happened to the sower's seed? Well, hey, it's life. No matter how good the seed is, some falls on rocky ground and nothing happens. Some the birds get. Well, yeah, the birds get them. Birds get a lot. Some starts to grow, but then the weeds strangle it out. Right? So you'll introduce this to some people and they just say no. They walk away point blank. That's the rocky ground. Some people you'll introduce our message to, and they'll be a little interested, and they'll promise that they'll show up at the webinar. They'll promise that they'll read your email. They'll promise that they'll do the 3-way phone call. They'll promise that they'll watch the video. They'll promise that they'll listen to the CD. They'll promise that they show up at the webinar, but guess what? They don't. Well, you know what happened to those people? The birds got them. That's right. The birds got them. Some people will actually listen to the message, order the product, and start taking it, but then everybody in their life tells them they're wasting their money and that Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden, they're just quacks peddling snake oil and you shouldn't listen to that baloney, huffity puff. They listen to Dr. Huff and Puff who says, oh, those vitamin supplements, they're just going to give you expensive urine. That's a ridiculous thing to take. What the heck is an essential nutrient anyway? All you need is prednisone. Get more prednisone, people. That's what I advocate. Prednisone, prednisone, prednisone. And guess what? They stop taking the supplements because of peer pressure. Well, the weeds strangled those people out, didn't they? Exactly. But every once in a while, you know what happens? The seed falls on fertile ground. It's about 25% of the time. The seed falls on fertile ground. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're interested in. So it doesn't matter if people say no. People are always going to say no. People always have said no. People are always going to continue to say no. Let those people rattle their bottles of prescription medication to celebrate their health, and let them rattle their dwindling bank accounts to celebrate their wealth, and, you know, let them go the way of the dodo bird, because that's the future waiting for them. You, me, and everybody else who's standing on fertile ground, we've got it dialed in, baby, and the future looks very bright indeed. That's why Pedro from California gave me a call. Hey, Pedro, thanks so much for the phone call. You are live.
Hey there, Peter. Great message. I loved it. And I wanted to ask you about what can my father take? He's about 180 pounds for his foot fungus. And what can my friend's father take for his frequent urinary tract infections? He's also 180 pounds.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the UTI first, the urinary tract infection, right? So we've got an infection. And if it's a chronic thing that's not yielding to antibiotics, that means that his immune system needs to be supported and strengthened, because it's the immune system that's in charge of taking care of that stuff, right? So, interestingly enough, the immune system is made from protein. How about that? You know, your bones are made from calcium and minerals, right? Well, the immune system's made from protein. This is one of the reasons why chicken soup is, considered the Jewish antibiotic, right? Because it works. I mean, you get sick, you take chicken soup, you get better faster. Why? Because the chicken in the chicken soup is a really easy to digest protein source, and protein feeds your immune system. It's really just so simple from the proper perspective. It's like the scales fall from your eyes and you go, oh my God, I can't believe it's that easy. So when we're attempting to support and promote the structure and function of the immune system, we want to encourage a diet that's high in protein. Now, the easiest protein for the human body to digest, and the protein source that all proteins are compared to, by nutritionists, is chicken egg. So one of the easiest ways to support immune function is to just have 2, 3, 4 eggs a day with butter and salt, and make sure every time you eat a meal, at least half of the stuff that's on your plate is a protein source. And if you want to snack between meals, the easiest protein to do that with is mixed salted nuts, or some type of beef jerky or venison jerky that doesn't have nitrates added to it, or hard-boiled eggs, for goodness sake, okay? So that's the one thing. Now, the other thing to do, of course, is Nutrify, 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 and given the fact that he's 180 pounds and in the weeds with a chronic health condition, the recommendation here would be the Healthy Start Pack and selenium, appropriate for body weight. The Healthy Start Pack and selenium, appropriate for body weight. And the Killer Biotic. And, in the face of a fulminant infection, like there's an infection present and we need to support the immune system to deal with it, I'm heavy-handed with the Killer Biotic, so I would recommend 9 to 12 a day. If he's at 180 pounds, I do 12 a day. 12 of the Killer Biotic a day for 14 days. So that's 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner. 4 of the Killer Biotic 3 times a day for 2 weeks. That should be enough to stem the tide. And also, let's not overlook the obvious, right? Part of the whole digestive health proposition here, including the bladder, although you might not think about it, is the probiotics. And here's a little interesting fun fact to know and tell. Probiotic supplementation completely eliminates the reoccurrence of bladder cancer. It eliminates it. If you've had bladder cancer and you have it removed and you start doing probiotics every day, the bladder cancer does not come back. It is almost a pure 100% preventive against the recurrence of bladder cancer. Why? Well, nobody really knows the mechanism, but the simple fact of the matter is that it has a protective effect against the bladder, and we're dealing with the bladder here, so what the heck? So, you know, the root beer belly is Youngevity's preferred form of probiotic supplement. I do, in the face of an active infection, I do a couple of probiotic packs a day for a couple of weeks, and then as maintenance, I do one a day before bed of the probiotics, you know, for 2-3 months at a time. Now, the initial question was the foot fungus, right? So yeah. What we do there is blood sugar. We look at blood sugar because most of the time fungus grows because there's too much sugar in the blood. There's either too much sugar in the blood because the person's eating too much sugar or they're just not metabolizing sugar efficiently. So the recommendation is easy there. It's one healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus the selenium, because everybody gets selenium. Eliminate the 10 bad foods, and until the fungus goes away, no fruit juice, and no extra sugars at all until the fungus disappears. Check it out, Pedro. Thanks so much for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, stick... up your CEO Mega Pack? If not, why not? Do not make me come over there and make you pick up your CEO Mega Pack, folks. You don't know what you're missing. FireYourMDNow.com or FireYourMDNow.ca. Click on the Youngevity link. Purchase the CEO Mega Pack. Join our merry band of men, women, and children, forwarding the life-saving, life-changing message of science-based, clinically verified health recovery through medical nutrition. You want to talk about testimonials? Strap your seatbelt on, baby. We're going to go to Kansas City right now because we can. Talk to Willie about a heart testimonial. Hey, Willie, thanks so much for the call. You are live.
Hey, Doc, how are you? Nice to talk to you.
Very, very good, Willie. Yeah. So bring my listening audience. We got 4 minutes here, buddy. Bring my listening audience up to speed with what happened to you.
I won't be able to do it in 4 minutes. I'll call tomorrow, but I'll give you a short synopsis here. I had a heart attack March 26th. Went to the hospital. They tried to put all kinds of powerful medication in me. It wouldn't get my heart rate down. It was up to 252 beats a minute for over 2.5 hours. They said they had to go in and shock me. So they shocked me and got it down and said, we got to get you into the operating room. We're going to have to do some repairs on your heart because you're going to have some extensive damage. I went into the operating room and they said it'd be a 2 to 4 hour operation. It ended up being 20 minutes because they said they couldn't believe their eyes. My arteries were as squeaky clean as a 20-year-old, and I'm 68 years old. I've been taking a lot of you guys' supplements, Youngevity supplements. The second surgeon said, I need to go in and operate on you and go through your electrical portion of your heart, and we need to figure out why your heart was beating so fast. They went in for a 2 to 4 hour operation. I was in there for 7 hours, and they couldn't get my heart rate up. They tried to get my heart rate back to 252 beats a minute, and they couldn't do it, so it would not work. They couldn't get it up. So by process of elimination, they did what they needed to do, thinking they took care of the problem, which they probably did. They better have. They came back out, came up to my room and said, we are so baffled. We can't believe what we're seeing in a 68-year-old man. Your heart looks like it's the heart of a 20-year-old. I said, I've been taking nutritional supplements for the last 4.5 years, And they said, well, we want to do some other tests on you. We promise it won't cost you anything, but we are so baffled we can't believe what we're seeing. So they did, and the person that came up and did the test was just mind-boggled. So I'm telling everybody, the nutritional products work like a charm. And a lot of times you take them and you wonder if they're working. You think, are they really working? I'm taking these. I don't know if I notice that much difference. Oh, my God, listen to me. I'm telling you, they work. They work like an absolute charm. You know, I can get into a lot more detail. I know I don't have the time, but for anyone listening, man, you believe this. It's true. If you're 30 years old, 40 years old, I don't care how old you are, make sure you're on these products and do some preventive maintenance because it will pay off.
Willie, man, you are an inspiration through perspiration, right? This is how we do it. We all gather around the communal fire here and we tell each other our stories, because if we expect the media to do it, we're going to be let down hard. Because Big Pharma owns the media, and you are being lied to, ladies and gentlemen, by the propaganda that you're hearing every night when you sit down to end your hard day by taking the edge off a little bit with a little entertainment from TV. These direct-to-consumer ads about drugs make me want to puke. You don't have a sleep problem because you have a Lunesta deficiency. You don't have a heart problem because you have a Prevacid or a statin drug deficiency. For goodness sake, your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. Your body has built-in God-given intelligence. Give your body the raw materials that it needs. One Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Get out of the way and watch the miracle of life unfold. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. I've got a webinar on sleep tonight. It's a webinar on sleep tonight, 8 o'clock Central Time. Check it out. Go to fireyourmdnow.com. I'll see you there, folks. And then again, we're doing it all over tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time. Until then, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Over and out.